It's no secret that the Pokemon world is going crazy right now. The latest set to drop, I think at the end of this week, Prismatic Evolutions, is, well, it's pumping. It's going off the charts. And while the interest in this set is genuine, the demand is wild, and there is going to be a lot of product out there, although probably not enough, there are things that we, the fans of TCGs, should consider before spending our hard-earned money on some of these products. Today, I want to go over some of the pros and, yes, cons of buying this set as it sits right now. Hopefully in this video, you can learn a thing or two and help you make your decision how you're going to spend your hard-earned money, and I'll tell you the reservations I have with spending mine. As always, if you enjoy conversations like this, a little in-depth look behind the scenes and my thoughts when it comes to the latest TCG and cardboard releases, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, because a single click of that button helps a small channel like mine more than you can possibly imagine. If you want to go above and beyond, you can click the join button. It's $5 a month to join the channel membership, and it helps pay all the server costs for all the data we collect here because, well, then it doesn't all come out of my pocket. So I appreciate the channel members that are out there. You guys all know who you are. Thank you so much. But when it comes to Prismatic Evolutions, the latest and greatest in the Pokemon world, well, there's quite a bit to say. This set is going crazy. The price of an ETB is upwards of $130, $140, and it has seen peaks of $160, $170 on the secondary market, mainly TCG player. But that has not stopped people from buying this product. As far as sales numbers go, it is equivalent, if not surpassing, early sales numbers from Twilight Masquerade, and doing so at sometimes 3 times the cost of the product that fans like you and I are buying. It's a wild ecosystem. It is not something I thought I'd be saying into a camera and microphone in early 2025, but, you know, here we are. But it does beg the question, with spending all of this hard-earned money and inflated prices and, you know, seemingly not enough product to go around, we'll touch on that maybe a bit in this video or in a future video, is it worth it to buy? Is it something you should do? Well, instead of telling you, hey, here's what you should buy, I'll do a video of what exactly I'm buying later on down the line, but I will tell you the things that I am considering. And in the against side, and the side of, hey, I think you should consider these negative aspects before buying Prismatic Evolutions, the print run and the price are the very first thing that come to mind. Now hold on, hold the phone, don't just go scream and say, you know, I like this product, it's expensive, but that means it's going to go up in value. I know, not all expensive products are something we shouldn't buy. Heck, if it's within your budget and it's something you enjoy, I always say, go for it. But the price on this product, in my opinion, is something worth talking about as a negative. Now, I am not going to stand here and give you a false opinion. I don't believe that there will be a massive, huge, meaningful reprint. I don't think we're going to get a ton more product come out of nowhere and prices on this are going to plummet or it's going to fall out of favor with fans. There's been a ton of box openings on the old internet already, and the set just, it looks good. It looks crazy collectible. There's tons of stuff to get your hands on the pull rates. Oh, the pull rates. It's another thing to talk about. But I don't think this set is going to just plummet, dive down. But that being said, I think we have seen at least a stalling to the meteoric growth. So if your goal with buying this set is to increase your value, build some kind of crazy sealed product collection, I would caution you because, in my opinion, we've kind of entered a small holding pattern. And yes, with most TCG holding patterns, we'll probably see some upward creep. But for those who know, and you've been around the channel, you know, and if you haven't, here's a little lesson for you. Most trading card game products, come out and we see an increased demand and a slight price spike heading up to release. But upon reaching release, as in right there, right about the week of, and you know, a couple weeks after, we see the price of these products dip down a little bit. And why do we see this? The product is released. Theoretically, we are churning and burning through supply. Well, we as fans of cardboard have been taught to enjoy the latest and the greatest, the new thing, eyes on the future, and there's already tons of videos talking about the next Pokemon set. Plus that, you know, couple that with the idea that we're on the back of Surging Sparks, a wildly successful set that entered a bit of a holding pattern and seems to be still holding a good amount of popularity and sell-through rate. I believe we are going to see this product not reach its peak, but its momentary peak. So the free tendies, the instant gains, if that's what you're in for, it's probably not the product for you. And in my opinion, you also want to couple that with the idea that this product is an extremely challenging product to open and obtain any real value. Now, I know a bunch of the value in Pokemon product is emotional. It's fun. The Pokemon community is better than any other community at realizing that part of the value of that box is the experience of opening that box. This is something that I wish the Magic the Gathering community would more tightly embrace. But even with that being said, this set seems like a massive challenge. Set collectors, single collectors, graded chasers, everyone is going to have a hard time getting what they want out of this box due to what seem to be, according to recent and early internet pull theories, really hard to pull chase cards. That, in my opinion, is a positive and a negative. While we like the chase, it's something that we want to, go after and find and feel even better when we pull the grail, the thing out of the pack that we really want. We want to be able to pull that occasionally. It's something I've talked about with Disney Lorcana. I want to see more than one hit per case. I want to see, and obviously not as many hits as like a Magic Collector box where everything is completely worthless, but the idea that when the chase gets too hard, the community pulls back is a tried and true proven method. And yes, even the Pokemon community, the most massive community out there when it comes to cracking and collecting, could suffer from a bit of that overchase, if you will. Now, I think that is something that we can overcome and probably will, as the hype is at an all-time high, and when that hype is there, the dollars don't matter as much to the rest of the community. But you, viewers here, it's something you can consider before spending your money on the product. Now, I want to say that there are positives to consider when spending your money on this product. It is the latest and the greatest. It is hype, and people are going to be talking about it. There's something to be said for being in on that experience with your peers. There's something to be said for having that chase and either hitting it or knowing someone who is hitting it, or, if the thrill of the chase is part of the value of the box for you, there's some additional value there. So all of this negativity is not to say Prismatic Evolutions is a bad set. Quite the contrary. I think Prismatic Evolutions leans into and does what Pokemon does better than anyone else. It leans into the IP, it leans into the collectability of the chase, and I really do think that if it's within your budget, it's probably going to be a super fun experience and, probably even a decent buy. Although I will say, I do wish on release we didn't see crazy pumping prices all the way to the moon. I mentioned this during Surging Sparks, and I think I'll mention it now. I am less and less likely to buy a Pokemon product that comes out and I see prices instantly go up, because we know eventually we will trend to a world, a space and time when sets come out and, well, they are closer to that MSRP mark. And no, I'm not talking about the dark days of sets coming out and never holding any value, but the idea that a set comes out and a booster box sits around $120 to $150 is not something out of the realm of reality or crazy to me. And an ETB comes out and it's on store shelves for $50 and just sells roughly around there. I think balance is coming, and so I'm willing to satiate my Pokemon desires with other sets and other products that are kind of around those price points that I am with this. But I do feel the pull, I feel the excitement, so I will be buying a couple boxes here and there. I might even do some openings on the channel or open some. Let me know in the comment section below if you want to get involved on that. The final thing I want to remind everyone of when it comes to cracking and opening these products is what I've called the Moonbryon phenomena. And yeah, Moonbryon is not the correct example because at this point the Moonbryon card is old. It comes out of an extremely expensive box. It is hard to pull, but we have seen this massive uptick in the love for grading Pokemon cards. Heck, I'm doing a whole video on a PSA return that I spent, oh god, way too much money on building a base for my Pokemon collection, and I'm nervous about that video. When it comes out, make sure you give me your honest thoughts, because I'm super excited and super nervous for that video's results. But I digress. The idea that this grading phenomenon is retaking hold of the Pokemon community means that many of these cards that are opened are going to be sent for grading. A higher number of cards sent for grading means a higher population, a higher opportunity to get a 10, and more of them on the secondary market, more of them in collections, and feeling less excited about seeing them in different spaces as they start to come out. That's not to say these cards won't hold value, but if you're someone who's looking for something cool, unique, collectible, and trying to like kick off your Pokemon love and your jam is with grading, I would encourage you, hey, think of what you would spend on Prismatic Evolutions and maybe go on the secondary market and get some other stuff graded. There are some older XY Evolution era cards, some really cool things that you can look to possibly grade to have something that really stands out in a crowd and sets, your collection apart from something else and everyone else who just chased down the newest, latest, and greatest thing. All in all, I think Evolution is going to be insane. I think it's going to be, Prismatic Evolutions is going to be insane. I think can you tell I've been looking at some stuff on eBay and adding to my collection? I think it's going to be a really good set. It's really well received by the community. I do wish it was more readily available, and while Pokemon products, go up in price, I think I have some Fusion Strike booster boxes behind me. Most of these things sit on shelves for years before you see any real increase in value. I think we are going to trend back in that direction over the long run. Maybe I'll do a whole market discussion for the Pokemon market and my thoughts on there. Let me know in the comment section below if you want to see that. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really hope that these Pokemon videos, we're trying to expand the community. We always talk Magic. My favorite trading card game is Magic the Gathering. It's the one I play all the time. I love it so much. I can't wait to go to MagicCon this year. I've got a couple people DMing me saying they're going to be there. If you're going to be there, let me know. We'll sit down, we'll play some Magic. But I do, with my kid getting a little bit older and getting into the Lorcana TCG and loving her Pikachu cards and her Dugong card. She got a graded Dugong card from King Pokemon. It was very nice. It was super kind. I am expanding my horizons and talking about more things because the more I can bring my family in on things that I enjoy, in my opinion, the better. So thank you so much for hanging out. I'm going to recommend a video for you. It's going to be over on this side. I'm confident it's on this side. If it's not on this side, you can yell at me in the comment section below. I'm confident it's right here. I'm going to hand pick it just for you. So let me know what you think. And then until next time, you guys know me. My name is Josh, and we'll see you around. All right, bye. YouTube camera thing. Wow.